Do you like fashion and entertainment? If so, check this out. July 27th, Impact Fashion Showcase is going down at the Irvay Theater in downtown Dallas. Impact Fashion Showcase will feature some of the hottest independent designers from all across the U.S. A portion of the proceeds from this event will go to the Grant Halliburton Foundation, which focuses on awareness for mental health. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to www.impactfashionshowcase.com or Eventbrite.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz, and you are listening to the Intro Podcast. This is In the Spotlight News Brief. Have you guys wondered whatever happened to the popular platform Verzuz, which was introduced to us around COVID time from super producers Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, and wondering, will it ever come back? Well, I got news for you. It is. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland have locked in a new deal to bring back their popular platform Verzuz. On Wednesday, June 19th, the award-winning duo announced their partnered with Elon Musk, X, formerly known as Twitter, to exclusively live stream rare hit-for-hit battles for free. Let me say that again for those in the back that didn't hear me. For free. The deals ensure both super producers would maintain 100% ownership and creative control, while X holds distribution rights. Swizz and Timbo recently reacquired the rights from its previous owner, Triller. According to Billboard, Verzuz was live streamed across Triller, Fight TV, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, with an average of 5.1 million viewers. On X, they aim to reach 550 million viewers, and I have no doubt that they are going to make that happen. According to Swizz Beatz on Instagram, he said, "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's official. Verzuz is back and 100% black owned again. Let's give the people what they've been missing. We will also be building a new entertainment business on the X platform. Who should be the first to kick off the show? Let's go. Verzuz on X." He says, "Never give up on your dreams or your company." Let's keep on going. He also says, "We are beyond thrilled to have found the best partner for Verzuz." Swizz said in a statement, "Not only are we excited to have Verzuz on X, we're excited to help X build the biggest entertainment company in the world." He said, "I would like to thank Elon Musk, yada, 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 yada. We can't wait to go live and work. We're thrilled to partner with X, the most innovative platform globally." Timbo added, "Our goal has always been to bring Verzuz to the world, which we can now do bigger than ever." I'm not going to lie. They really can, because regardless to what people say, and regardless to the people who are not on that platform anymore for whatever reason, X is really, really hot. I know they still have millions of viewers daily, but for those who are not on X or who left X because of whatever the situation was, if you are a fan of Verzuz and you want to now see these these competitions, or you want to see your favorite artists go against each other or whatever, you're going to forget whatever reason why you didn't like X in the first place. Because you have to think about it. This is not going to be shown anywhere else. Verzuz is exclusively going to be on X. I am excited that they have 100% ownership, because I think with the other platform that had the rights to it, they didn't have that ownership, but now they do. So congratulations to them for that. It's one thing to have a platform or empire as big as that, as big as Verzuz, but whenever you don't have that complete control, there are certain things that you want to do that you can't do type situation. But now I can't wait to see how much bigger, what the look of it, the feel of it, how big this is going to get now. Of course, we don't really watch TV that much anyway, so it wouldn't have made sense to go to a BET or MTV or anything like that because we don't watch TV. We have apps now, so which X is an app, so we are able to do that. So I know that X is going to their memberships is about to skyrocket because people, like I said, people didn't have X or people left X for whatever reason. For those that left, they about to hurry up. For those that never had an X, they about to hurry up because now that Verzuz is on there, I do believe that it's going to bring in a crowd. So my question to you guys is, who would you like to see on the relaunching of this platform? Let's go down. He says, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland shared the news during an event. Yada yada. They posted the collaborative post on Instagram featuring the photo of them with Elon Musk. The event featured other high-profile matches, including Boy Wonder versus Hit Boy, Neo versus Jonta Austin, RZA versus DJ Premier, Erykah Badu versus Jill Scott, Nelly versus Ludacris, Teddy Riley versus Babyface, Brandy versus Monica, and the most epic battle of all was the Diplomats versus the Lox. Let me ask you guys, who was the verses that stood out to y'all that y'all wouldn't mind seeing again? For me, it would be Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. I would love to see them again, but I would love for them to actually sing, live band, background singers, the whole 9 yards. I would love to see that, just because I'm a fan. The last Verzuz was hosted in 2002 when Amorion and Mario faced off in the main event. Ray J, Bobby V, Sammy, and Pleasure P tag team for the opening battle. Of course, that was horrible. That was horrible. But again, let me know, who would you guys like to see on the relaunch of Verzuz? As we get more news on the day, we'll come back and we'll let you guys know. But we'll definitely keep you updated with what's going on with Verzuz. Do me a favor, follow us on our social media under the Intro Podcast. You can follow me personally at iamtrevayne. That is TREVAYNE. On YouTube, you can follow the podcast at Spotlights. Let me see what it is. Don't want to get y'all the wrong stuff. Spotlight Broadcast Network. There you can find the Intro Podcast and any other podcasts or any of our other clients that we do any work with. I'm just excited to know that this is back. It was one of my favorite shows to watch, and I was mostly watching on Instagram. So congratulations to Swizz and Timbo for that. Before we go, let me ask you guys a question. Are you taking care of your mental health? I know for us men, black men, it's hard for us to say yes. But in a minute, we're going to talk about it. Let's go. Okay, so let's talk about one of the things that we oftentimes will never want to talk about. When do I know I need therapy? PriorityGroup.com says that therapy, also known as counseling, psychotherapy, or talking therapy, is a process that involves you talking with a trained professional about your mental health issues or anything else that's troubling you. Depending on the nature of your visit, you may see a particular specialist who can treat you appropriately. There are some differences between a therapist and a counselor, but both will treat you in the then and now and help you learn valuable tools to be able to manage your symptoms and return to a healthy and happy way of life. There is a stigma that says that going to therapy is a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that, especially for men, going to therapy, the stigma is, that's not the most manly thing to do. Or when you go to therapy, you're a weak person, so instead of going, people are black men, we are ashamed to admit that there's something wrong with us. But going to therapy isn't a sign of weakness, and it isn't a sign of anything that you should be ashamed about. Admitting that you need help and reaching out for that is really one of the most important things you can do to get back on track. It's also important to understand that you don't need to have hit rock bottom or to be diagnosed that you have a mental health condition in order to benefit from therapy. Like, you don't have to wait until everything is over, until you're at zero, until you're at E, until you have no gas to go. It might be the moment that something is troubling you, and at that very moment, you feel it. If you're ever in a situation where you ask yourself, oh, do I need therapy? Do I need to go sit down and talk to somebody? That means you need to go sit down and talk to somebody. Excuse me. You need some help and guidance with certain areas of your life, such as your self-esteem, relationships, or issues from your past that have resurfaced. I learned within a couple of years that there are a lot of things that I thought that as the older me, I thought that I had got over it because, I told myself I'm not dealing with this no more. So I buried it down deep, completely forgot about the people who hurt me or the people who put me in a position to even think about this stuff in the first place. And I would say like a year or so ago, I was on social media, and one of the people who hurt me the most, who did stuff to me the most, I saw them on social media, and I instantly was triggered, and I got mad, anxiety, I got pissed to the point to where I literally went under the post where they were doing whatever they were doing. Well, let's just say it, where he was preaching, and I put, and I'm laughing because it's not funny, but it hit me. And I was like, wait, this is my abuser. This is the person that molested me. And for me, after I'd done it, I was like, oh my God, this really bothered me. Keeping in mind, it's been at least 5 to 6 years since I had ever seen this person or heard this person's name. I didn't even know this person had a social media, but because I guess people that we knew from years ago still deal with this person, they posted, and I realized that I'm not over it. I realized that I put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. But you can talk to a therapist about anything you're going through. If it has a negative impact on your life and how you feel, I had to realize that, I needed to talk to someone who wouldn't judge me, because there's some things that I had to admit, but then there was some things that I had to get off my chest. And I know from previous time, me doing that didn't end up so well. I remember when I first moved here, and I was playing for a church in Louisville, and I went to the pastor, and I was trying to talk to the pastor because I was dealing with some things. And I let the pastor know what I was dealing with, thinking that this was a closed counseling session. But by the time I got back home, he had already called one of my family members, who was one of the members of the church, and told them everything. And then because of our counseling session, for what I told him, they decided to let me go after that counseling session. They didn't let me go because I did something wrong in the church. They didn't let me go because they caught me with somebody. They let me go after I sat down and talked to the pastor. And where, in general, it wasn't like me hiding anything about my life, because clearly you can see. Clearly, if you have eyes, you know what it is. But so it made me not want to talk to anybody at all for a very long time. And I believe that sometimes that's where we as black men are. We want to talk to people, but wanting to talk to people and actually doing it, we don't see it through because we've done it before and it didn't end up right. That's why I say whenever you are in a relationship, whether it's a hetero or you are part of the LGBTQ, your relationship needs to be a safe space to where you can say anything, ask any questions, get things off your chest so that you don't have to suppress them and become something that's outside of you. Let's talk about some signs that where you may notice you're going through right now to let you know that you may need to go sit down and talk to someone, black man. You may be feeling anxiety, generally feeling overwhelmed with everything, thinking and feeling that though you're unable to switch off from your thoughts, feeling low and more tearful than usual, getting angry more easily, or struggling to regulate your emotions, sleeping more or less than usual, eating more or less than usual, avoiding socializing with other people, uninterested in activities or hobbies you used to enjoy, struggling at work, university, or school, feeling hopeless and as though there's no way out, using substances as drugs or alcohol to help you get through the day, or having thoughts of harming yourself or feeling as though you don't want to be here anymore. These symptoms may be a sign of an existing mental illness such as depression, anxiety, or addiction, or they may have started for literally no reason at all. Alternatively, it may be that you've recently gone through something particularly stressful and traumatic, and it's having an impact on how you're feeling. Again, some things we go through and we put a Band-Aid on them, black man, because we've been raised from birth not to show emotion. We've been raised from birth not to talk. Think about whenever you were in school and let's say, or not even in school, but just growing up as a kid. I don't know about you, but whenever I fail and I start crying, they told me, get up. It's not worth crying over. When I was in school, I would see people that played sports, they would get hit and injured, and they would get emotional, and the coach would tell them, get up and walk it off. Even growing up, as a teen or a young man, whenever you're going through something, you want to talk to your homeboys about it because you feel like that's your safe place and they'll understand you, and you go to them and you talk to them because you feel like, you this to me so you'll understand, and they tell y'all, man, you tripping, man. It's all right, man. Look, just smoke this or drink this, man. You'll be all right in the morning. And of course, you actually smoke this or drink this, and you're good for the time because whatever that is, it takes you out of yourself. That drug or that alcohol takes you out of yourself. So for the moment, you good. But whenever you wake up the next morning, it's still there. And everyone who were there with you the night before they gave you the drug and the drink, they're long gone. So you still have to battle with the thought of whatever that was in the first place that made you feel that way, that led you to go around these people, that led you to drink or smoke whatever you did. Black man, let me tell you this. I've been there before. And to be honest with you, sometimes I'm still there now at 42 years old. Black man, black boy, black teenager, young adult, whatever. We are as valuable as anybody else. But what happens is the enemy will fool us into believing or thinking that we don't need to get help because it would diminish who we are, or it would diminish our masculinity. But I'm a living witness that had I listened to everybody who told me just pray about it, if I was to listen to everybody who told me, oh man, it's gonna be all right, just man, look, do this, and tomorrow you're going to be all right. If I would have listened to them and I would have done those things, you probably wouldn't be hearing my voice today, because those temporary fixes, or that temporary, not even love, but that temporary attention was absolutely nothing for me, because when I needed to, after all that was over with and I got back to me, I still had to deal with all that stuff. So after everything that you go through, the other suggestions that you take and you actually do, you're always going to find yourself right back where you started. That is, until you find somebody to talk to, a professional. Right now, yes, I do talk to my bishop because I trust him. Bishop Sherman C.G. Allen of Christ Cathedral Church, Fort Worth. I trust that my conversation with him is going to be 100 and nobody finds out. And so far, I've been successful with that. But for those of you who don't have that spiritual leading or somebody that you can go to, I would recommend, I want to make sure I have all the information for you guys. I would recommend that you all reach out to Talkspace. Talkspace.com. I learned about them during COVID whenever the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God, they were giving some free sessions. And Talkspace was really good. It helped a lot of people, and it helped me. Talkspace.com. Mental health for individuals, therapy for 18 and up, teens 13 to 17, couples, medication for psychotherapy and prescriptions. Covered members pay an average copay of just $15. Insurance companies like Cigna, Aetna, Optum, Medicare.gov, and so many more. So if you are listening to this and you need to talk to someone, and like I said, if you don't have anybody in your face that you can talk to, or you can pick up the phone, you can go sit down and talk to who you trust is going to be there and trust that they're really going to care, Talkspace.com. In the meantime, in between time, it's your boy Tazz. This is the Intro Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being a part of today's show. Those of you who are listening, do me a favor and follow us on all social media under the Intro Podcast, and on YouTube under Spotlight Broadcast Network. Follow me under iamtrevayne, that's TREVAYNE, and check out our other podcast under the Spotlight Broadcast Network, Broken for Purpose with Lynette Nelson, which is a very powerful podcast that, it touches the heart. And that she talk about really real things that affect the lives of us on a daily basis. She have interviews with professionals, people who have actually gone through things and come out on the other side. So that's Broken for Purpose podcast with Lynette Nelson. Again, thank you guys for being a part for listening to today's show. Do me a favor, because of the content of this show, share it. Right up after this, we're going to talk about Verzuz, because they're back. Yeah, that part. And I'm excited about it. More on that in just a minute.
Do you like fashion and entertainment? If so, check this out. July 27th, Impact Fashion Showcase is going down at the Irvay Theater in downtown Dallas. Impact Fashion Showcase will feature some of the hottest independent designers from all across the U.S. A portion of the proceeds from this event will go to the Grant Halliburton Foundation, which focuses on awareness for mental health. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to www.impactfashionshowcase.com or Eventbrite.